And yeah, it's free to make the account, but it'd really just be going and looking through this and then comparing it like each zip code, like pulling it up on padsplit. Like
Oh, have
some,
you noticed an issue with this website on the map view where the place markers change location as you zoom in and out?
I don't know.
Like if you go out to map view,
I mean, it's a less than a year old website, so there probably
oh
is
really?
glitches. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I would spend the time though, like just practicing underwriting if you are if you feel that's where you need to like build the confidence. Um,
Mm-hmm.
address undisclosed, but you could dig into it pretty well, like looking at the zip code. Um, we wouldn't want this because of HOA. But yeah, just like putting in the reps. Yeah, we
Yeah.
wouldn't want any of those with HOA. North Florida isn't
There's really
established
not
quite
that many
yet.
listings. There's not that many listings close to the city, like where there would be actual transit. So, I mean, I don't think a lot of them would be very good for
Have you looked recent?
co-living.
There's
Yeah, I'm just on there
190.
now.
Just in general,
Where?
it says showing 19 through 27 of 190. So I'm more so saying it based on what you portrayed. Like you said you're new. You mentioned not feeling comfortable talking to the agent. So I would put in reps on both of those, the underwriting and then if there is one that you think's worth digging into, just like break the ice. Just have fun with it.
Okay.
So Port Orange, we have a pad split here in Port Orange. And remember too, like these terms, they're not set in stone. Like when I was wholesaling a lot, it was like very rare that it actually closed the way we structured it. But I
Hmm.
mean, this could be a solid one, especially if you took the time to add another bathroom.
What
Like
makes you
our
think it
Port
would make it
Orange one's
solid?
always filled. It's never empty. What'd you say?
What makes it look solid to you?
Just already knowing the area. Like I live 20 minutes from here. I We have a 1,800 square foot, and it's a 3-3, 3.5, and then we turned it into a 3-3, and then actually we turned it into a 9-3, and it's never ever empty.
How much do you think you could rent it for?
I'd have to look at what it is. I want to say it's around each room's like 190 per week because you have the Daytona track, all different crowds, seasonal. You have Embry Riddle. It's a pretty expensive aeronautical school. You have Daytona State. You have Amazon. There's a lot. Just the overflow from Orlando.
Hmm.
It looks like probably it was. I'm guessing a failed Airbnb.
Hmm.
That's how we bought it. It was a failed Airbnb. They're like 6 months behind in payments.
So like, if you were a bird dog and you knew somebody who was looking for this type of thing, um,
Say it again. You
like
had cut out on my side.
what?
I'm cutting out a lot. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my connection is sometimes a little bit unstable. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Um, I was gonna say if like you got a if, I'm like trying to get into dogging, and you have this property for somebody, this is their buy box, Um, how do you know how much for you to bird dog it for them?
I think I heard most of that. Luke, I heard how much
I
can
think
you
the gist
make?
of it is how much should you charge to bird dog it? That's the
Yeah.
Am I
gist of
coming
it.
through?
Yeah, so I mean
I can't hear
there's
you, Dustin. Wait,
Luke, can you
what's
hear
going
me?
on?
Yeah, I can hear you. He must be having trouble.
Well, I'll answer it short and then
Now I can
Samuel
hear
has
you.
a question.
I couldn't even hear you at all a second ago.
Yeah, so basically there's the simple way and it's gonna range between 5 to 10K probably. And then once you have momentum, uh then you can start, it's a lot more sophisticated, but you're gonna start calculating like the cash on cash. And then you're gonna target, okay, what cash on cash does my buyer want? And then you hunt down deals where you there's enough room for you to build in your fee where it'll yield that cash on cash. But to start, I would just assume 5 to 10K, maybe higher.
Okay.
But yeah, your more advanced buyers, they'll actually expect you to package it for them like that. Like they won't even want to look until you've taken the time to prep it. And
To
then when
underwrite it.
they build the trust with you and
Hmm.
you're like, "Hey Luke, I have a potential co-living deal. It's 17% cash on cash, meets all your criteria. I'm going to email it to you. Please let me know what you think by 2 p.m. tomorrow, or I'm going to show it to other buyers."
So, Dustin, what do you do in this space then?
So at this point we just build the co-living and we're just expanding the portfolio.
So you're building. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, we're building in Houston. So like we've converted, we've bought existing co-living, just completely turnkey, bought with a DSCR. People already were living in it. We've done plenty of conversions, and now we've moved on to only just new construction co-living.
Cool.
I'm gonna jump to Samuel real quick before I
Sure.
forget. What's up, Samuel? Thanks for
Hey,
jumping on today.
hey, thank you, Dustin. I met your squad up at one of the roundtables. Luke, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you yet, but
Yeah. Let's see.
so I'm came this up to in February, but I kind of hit the ground running, and I came in the NOLB challenge, but then I actually caught, not caught, I was able to get two sub two deals that I was able to purchase. I mean, I negotiated with the realtor and I purchased those, but I set them up as co-living in Tampa. So yeah, I'm kind of one you learn by doing. So you learn a lot by going through it. Sometimes, you know, yeah. But anyway, but it's good. So I have two of them in Tampa. So I'm in New Jersey, but I'm down in Florida quite often. So Florida was definitely a market I want to do, and I'm usually around Tampa, Orlando area. Now I have two children that's in Houston, so I'm also looking to do some in Houston right now as well too. And Dustin, I heard you say you're building in Houston, um, but I'm still on the stage where I'm looking to buy property and then convert them over into co-living. I've kind of figured out what how I like to model it, sub two to co-living, so I don't purchase outright, but I like the aspect of helping someone else that's having trouble paying their mortgage, but then also being able to create affordable housing for other people as well too. So there's two of them that I have in Houston. One is definitely better than the other. I know the ones you was just looking at with most was it's a I think 4,000 square feet if I read that correctly. But the ones I have are smaller. They're like, can I share screen or no?
Yeah, if you just put the address in here,
Okay.
I'll pull it up.
Um, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
most
have
aren't that big by any means.
okay.
Like most are like, I mean, we have, I think our smallest is like 1,800 square foot.
Okay. But I have like a PDF too. I'm just typing it in. You should be able to pull it up from there. 5914 Darnell Street. So right now it's a 332. You saw it in there, 5914. I think that's an address. Make sure.
Yeah, pulling it up.
Darnell Street. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so actually, yeah, so it's a was it 3-1, but the layout of it is actually I was actually recently down there just like last week, and I was able to go into the house, so I saw it. But they totally did the garage, so the garage actually has a space for probably 2 rooms in the garage area, and there's also the master bedroom has 2 closets, and one closet is right behind the master bath, and that closet can be made into another bathroom as well too. So there's potential, not potential. I can see it getting to a 6-3 with 2 private bathrooms in the rooms. So 2 rooms have their own private bathrooms, and then the other 4 would share one main bathroom.
Yeah, and you said this is a sub two deal.
Yeah, it's a sub 2 deal,
What's
and that
the interest? Yeah, what's the interest rate?
let me. So I have it here in my thing.
Yeah, more just curious.
Yeah. So PITI is $2,005. Interest rate, hold on a second. I remember. I had it up. No, I have it. Hold on one second. One second.
I'm gonna pull up.
3.75.
Okay, yeah, nice.
3.75 interest rate. So again, it'll be a 6-3 with 2 private um, bathrooms for the two bedrooms.
What do you expect the cost for
Reno?
uh the bathrooms? Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
bathrooms and then reno.
Yeah. So I mean, so it has some issues on there before as well too. So we had some foundation issues, but we already got a quote for that. It was like 7,000 to do some foundation work on that. And then um the bathroom work, they gave me a quote for 2 bathrooms somewhere around 25. Um and then they have arrears of like hold on.
So while you're pulling that up, I'm gonna just
Oh,
show it on the first. I'm gonna show the padsplit map so we can
okay.
look at the revenue,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got a calculator that we can build out.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. I mean, it's a decent, it's padsplit's active there. That's
Yeah.
why we like Houston a lot too. It's one of the bigger markets for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So 179 per week per shared bathroom, 33 bedrooms in this zip code. Yeah, I mean it looks decent. Like there's enough.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at more, but I just wanted to give
Mm-hmm.
a quick high level overview. All right, and then
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
179. All right, and you said the PITI currently
This
was about 2 grand.
2005. Yeah. $2,005. So actually, that's why remember I'm the one texted you a little bit earlier, and you
Hmm.
pointed me in here, so I appreciate it. Um, so then,
What type of loan?
uh,
Like, is it a VA loan with,
no, I think
they're
it's
not
regular
paying property
FHA.
tax or
Yeah, no, it's regular FHA loan. Um,
right? Because so just assume, and you may already know this. I'm
mhm,
just saying it forever. Just assume upon the sale, property taxes are going up and insurance is going up.
mhm.
So I'm just gonna call it, at
It's
least
like
for
200.
example's sake, I'm gonna bump it 10%. It could be
Okay.
more. I don't know. We'd have to
Yeah.
dig more.
Did you
That's
say that when with the conversions, two of those would be private bathrooms?
two of those would be private. Yeah, so that would be four and then two. And I
Four
think
and
those are,
two.
yeah, and those were
And clo-
300 if I'm not mistaken. How Patsley had it was 300 for that.
Yeah.
And does the layout support, like, does it, two areas of egress and everything, at least what you're seeing so far?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have that on this side here, but that's fine. Yeah, so it has an area.
So is there any way possible for you to hit 7?
No.
Okay.
I don't think no. Well, there's gonna be challenges because we have two bathrooms are gonna be private bathrooms. I mean, you still stick to the 4-to-1 at most, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the two bathrooms are definitely gonna be private. So it's only one, common area bathroom to make. So six is kind of
All right. So, I mean, this is relatively new looking,
hmm
right? What year? Okay, remodeled.
hmm So I think it
Um,
was Airbnb. I think somebody was doing that before, if I'm not mistaken.
all right. So this is of course just ballpark, right?
Hmm
Um, we'll reduce maintenance reserves on here. So like this calculator anyone could download just on our site. Um, Mosh, you can grab yours as well. But when it's newer remodeled, like you can adjust some of these settings a little. You don't want to get too crazy,
hmm
like maintenance reserves. Vacancy nationwide, it's 10%. So we typically
Okay.
leave it right there.
Okay.
Um,
So now
this
there's a
is
there's a solar on there, which I haven't been able to test, but it does have a solar panel with no, but it's paid off already.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that
Nice.
was another.
Okay. Well, let's call this, I don't know. We'll call it just 10% right now.
Mhm.
All right. So how much are the arrears? And are they proposing like a loan mod or anything like that?
Mm-mm. No. Um,
So you
so
catching
yeah,
them
it's
back
just
up with
catching back
those?
up. So right now on this, the arrears was showing was says 12. I guess see what month this was. I think it's a couple months ago. So I'm getting this assigned to me. So basically the estimated entry for this was 25.
Before
25
closing costs?
plus closing costs, and then they also had TC. So 25 for that.
We were at
Um,
32 for the bathrooms and foundation so far.
Yeah.
Hey, the sheet that I have is different from this one. I'm not sure. Um, I have one that's for co-living specifically. Is that different from this one?
I
Oh,
don't
this
know.
this looks like a co-living one.
Yeah, this is the same one I've used. So
Mine has tabs at the bottom that say start here, buy box example, calculator, pro tips, and invest with us.
Um, there's probably different versions floating around. Do you remember where you got that one?
I think from the website, like there was a form to put my email in, and then it emailed it to me.
Okay. Yeah, there's just a couple. They're all relatively similar,
mhm,
just like different updates. All right, so 25K entry, 10K closing costs, bathroom reno,
mhm.
and then
Furniture, right? Is going to be. Do you count that on here as well too? Like how to furnish
mhm.
it?
Yeah, and then do you have a ballpark on the arrears?
No, the 25 entry is going to cover the arrears.
Okay, it's not separate.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah. So we typically $1,000 per room.
hmm
Um, so I mean we could round that up to like 10K.
Okay.
just for miscellaneous.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean 77, and then I don't know if if this is like important to you or not, but just to look at the cash on cash.
Hmm.
So that's pretty good, like 17% cash on cash,
Hmm.
and that is accounting for, you're
Vacancy. Yeah.
setting aside some money every month. Um, this is with a property manager.
Which is
Pad split.
10%, right? Well, how do you do property manager?
So like
Is it
in
10%?
in
Okay.
Florida, it's $50 per room, and
Okay.
so you'd want to confirm, what if you
Hmm.
have a rep there already, they can tell you like, hey, these are the top three property managers in the zip code.
Okay.
But we could even just for fun,
Okay.
there's your 10%.
Yeah. I've only spoken to one there, so if I got to get a couple more to compare it against, but he was at 10%. Which then in Florida, I actually pay a flat $300 for each of the houses I have. One house is a 5.2, and the other one is a 8.2. But I pay
Yeah,
600 for 300 for each. So it's a flat fee what I charge. Mm.
yeah. So I mean, it's decent. One other
Mhm.
thing I'll look at real quick. I know we wanna, or I got a, Sean has a question as
Mhm.
well, but you'd want to just confirm transit.
And it
And
looks
so,
good.
yeah, plenty of bus stops. I guess then, Samuel, what
Mhm.
would you say is, if anything, the ultimate pending question if you move forward on it or not?
Well, actually, really, it was the sheets file because I didn't know what numbers you would manipulate and stuff like that to see off of there. Because
Mm,
when I did it initially, I guess I kept I kept whatever was standard there. I had 10% for property management. The patches fee you still keep it at 12%, right? The maintenance I kept it what you had initially. So I was only at 8.1% cash on cash or something like that. But that was with the initial numbers before. So that's why I wanted to ask you really like what numbers you kind of can fluctuate with these on that chart.
That that cash on cash you change too, because it automatically assumes you're putting in 100,000 just as a basis.
Hmm.
So you
Okay.
change what your total all in
yes,
cash
I
is
got,
gonna be. So
yeah, we have the 77 here for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it does have 100 in. Okay.
So I'll put this sheet, and then I'll put it in this open chat, and then Samuel, when your
Mhm.
email requests it, or you can just make a copy of it and adjust it on your own.
Yeah. Okay. No, thank you. I mean I have that same one too. I just have different numbers, but I appreciate you putting it together like that. Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
There's you can definitely go to someone else. There's one more that's definitely not as um
We could jump. We
attractive,
could, yeah, we
but
could jump real quick and look at it.
well, okay. So this one is 8903 Freeland Street. So I can I can put in the chat if you want to.
It's Houston.
Yeah, it's right by Hobby Airport.
903.
Now this one was on Creative Listing before, but then I spoke to who had it on and it kind of expired. So that's one thing I found with Creative Listing. Sometimes those things, I guess, not updated, like how other stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he had put me in touch with the person, and I told him about I was looking more for co-living because I guess they was just trying to sell it from there. Um, so now this one, it's again no HOA. It's a four. Right now it's a 4.2.5. But if you see the pictures there, uh, like that living room can make a bedroom right there. I went to the house and spoke
Yeah,
to the owners personally right there, so I can make one and still have a living area for them. So I can easily see it as a five,
yeah. Could this be two bedrooms?
but then I wouldn't have any living space. That's the You know
I
what I'm
guess
saying? 'Cause
well,
the
do you want it? I guess. Is there
no, I
anything you want
don't.
to keep?
No, I don't. I just thought you had to have like a little living room.
No,
No,
no. We
No.
don't have any.
so it's just room. So if that's the case, because it already had 2.5 baths there, so it has um, well, one private. Well, it has
Well,
one
we
private, and
just
then
you still have a dining, like you definitely have a dining table, medium
hmm
size.
hmm
Um, and then this is like a subjective question,
hmm
but like all the ones Luke and I have together, it's like we don't do the living room.
yeah,
No.
It just padsplit will tell you that too. Like just causes problems. You got people
hmm
arguing over it. Someone makes it dirty. Just weird
yeah.
stuff.
So put two rooms in that living area, which could work.
Yeah, and some people they'll do the living room. You know,
hmm
I'm
Yeah.
not against it, but it's just not our model.
hmm
Because then you're just introducing a lot more variables. You're gonna have the property manager's probably gonna be more expensive because they're having to deal with things like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Gotcha. So that, I mean, that already kind of makes this even better to have six. But then I have 2.5 baths. One is a private already. So if I can convert the one that's a half bath, maybe throw a standing shower in there, I would need
Yeah,
that
and
too.
the reason why I asked earlier about the private is every single time when every property we've converted, we've changed the master bath and we put a hallway in the master bedroom
hmm
to the master bath and it makes it a shared bath. We've never kept
Um,
we've actually only kept two two private baths and it's because they're in the garage. Like it was
Mhm.
already like it would have just been ridiculous for us to try to make or shared. But anytime the master bedrooms though, we always
mhm.
turn them shared.
Mm, okay. This house is actually in really good. They're living there right now. He's just again, he's having trouble paying his stuff, and he wants to move out of the country. So he's good with doing stuff too. It's gonna have a new roof put on there on the 9th, and it has a new HVAC system. Um, when we're looking at this, we're not really looking at cat. I mean, we're not looking at equity so much because he's right at. It's going to be like there's going to be no equity when I, you know, buy it from him. But as long as the cash flows, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Um,
So a
that
couple things
market,
that stick out right here real
go ahead.
quick.
It's
166.
yeah.
What was it? 235.
There's only one, so that if we got that up, so one private, and then if we got that to five, you're saying put two in that living room and take out
I would without floor plans, I mean
yeah,
with you kind of have to get this thing to like six.
six. Okay.
And that's like honestly like actually our lowest property has 8 rooms.
Mm,
And it's pretty hard for them to pencil a lot of the times. Like seven
without.
is kind of rock bottom for us.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, I was weighing, I guess, with the lower entry into it. Can you see that picture one more time? The Zillow picture? I'll just show you one more thing on there. Because this is another area. If you go to the back on the Zillow, there should be like a back outside picture. If you scroll down.
One second. The zoom settings get in the way and it won't let me go
Yeah.
back. There we go. All right, so you're saying the backyard?
Yeah, it's a backyard picture because there's a concrete slab there right there. Oh, you go back up. Yeah. Go up a little. There you go. So that slab is right off the back door. So someone was saying to me that you could actually build out and put a room right there because it already has that. It's like a new foundation that's there.
I I wouldn't. I would
Okay.
just I'd say it's kind of one-itis.
hmm
Not quite, but it's like there's just so many other deals out there
Just
that
trying to
you could
stretch it to make it work.
Yeah.
mm, like the our ideal when we were converting and if we ever convert again is we're not putting in bathrooms. We're trying to do the whole project without having to pull any permits.
hmm
Otherwise, you're, you're depending on the state. Like
Yeah.
Florida's pretty slow with permits, or can be.
Hmm.
But in general, it's just going to slow the project down significantly. More variables.
I do. Got you. So for this would be a permit. I mean, the bathrooms are set for here. So if I was able to get 6 rooms in within that living room, get 2 more rooms in there, then
Yeah,
I'll run the numbers with that and kind of see how that works with there. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. So 6. Got you. All right. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, next week we'll have our office hours again. So if you have more info you want to dig into,
Sure.
awesome.
Let's jump over to Sean. He's been super patient. He's had a question in the last couple weeks.
All right, what's up, Sean?
Howdy, guys. Yeah, so I've got a project in mind. It's an off-market deal. Nothing's under contract yet, but it's so background. I love tiny homes. I have one that I own right now that's just sitting. We used to live in it. We need to get it moved off the land. So that's what kind of started this. And here local, there's a piece of land, 1 acre. It has a mobile home on it now next to city infrastructure. And so the lot's kind of laid out. So if you picture, where you could maybe put 6 or 7 mobile homes on it, and it would be kind of tight. That's kind of the rough layout. My thought was so I love tiny houses, co-living, and midterm rentals, and I'm trying to figure out kind of a direction from here. So my question is kind of like you guys high level. Could this be co-living? Is this not even co-living? Or maybe what's a different highest and best use of the land that could be co-living related? So it would be all new construction. I currently work with a fix and flipper, so we're doing remodels, and it's just kind of I haven't done a full home from ground up myself, but I've been involved with enough projects that I know I would enjoy it. And I think you guys' 2020 project. I'm like, yeah, that's just I like that versus converting and dealing with the existing. Anyway, so my thought is at this point we could bring in or build like 4 or 5 tiny homes, and by tiny I mean, well, it'd be a bigger kind of a modular unit where say 800 to 1,000 square foot. We could build them a couple different ways. They could be a 2-2 kind of general that might be a normal, like a 2-2 house that would be maybe more set up for midterm rentals, or you could build one single unit, think roughly 18, 20 foot wide by 50, 60 foot long, and you could have them all one units, that 3 separate units in one building. You could also do maybe a 3-3 or 4-4 in all, with one single kitchen and one kitchen, one laundry, and then have all, a regular normal house, let's say, with some central area, not just individual units. Different ways you could structure that. So yeah, just trying to figure out the highest and best use of this piece. There's no zoning on this land. Yeah, so that's the kind of high level. Feel free to ask other questions if I didn't cover it.
What do you think, Luke?
Where is it at? I think that's
The location, it's in West Virginia, just inside the West Virginia line. The near where I work and live is in Cumberland, Maryland. So it's I forget how many people it is. It's not a booming town or anything. Padsplit does not have, other houses in this area, but there is a demand for it to some level. I don't know, didn't do as much market research as I want to yet. The West Virginia, the taxes in Cumberland, taxes and all kinds of other stuff are really high. And I heard realtors in West Virginia say like their stuff sells pretty quick, and like there's houses for sale in Cumberland, in Maryland, but in West Virginia, there's hardly anything stays on the market. So that's where I'm looking to build across the line in West Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's without more of that market research, it's hard to say what the highest and best use is. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how do we figure out what the highest and best use is if we don't know kind of the parameters around how many people are there, if there's job market, what's the, because that's what tells us the demand for the, uh, for like the midterm co-living
Okay, so
type deal.
basically finding what the demand is and what type. So I talked to furnish finders, and they said there's 1,000 people or 900 some people searching for homes in this area, and there's like 40 or something here. So I don't know what percentage could actually translate there.
You'd probably
Affordable.
Identify the big employers. Like usually we lean really hard on the padsplit data, but like that Port Orange we were talking about like 30 minutes ago, that one had like 6 bedrooms in the zip code, but we were so familiar with that market that we felt confident, and that confidence came from like on the map. There's like 8 bus stops within 1 mile. It's just a couple miles away from the different schools, less than 10 miles away from the big Amazon facility. So if you look at it more from like a fundamental analysis of, it's clear to you, like, all right, massive employer, and then you can clearly see who's likely to move into the property. Hospitals for sure. Like in our 2020, we're just a couple miles away from the largest medical center in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And so we definitely put weight on the padsplit data, but also like in the stage it sounds like you're in, like do a thorough, use ChatGPT, be like, who are the top employers in this zip code, and then do some research on them.
Yeah, there is more. There is a big one, just a couple miles away. I don't know the number or how many people they're hiring or that kind of data. And then there's like Rural King and a couple other bigger stores that are opening up in this area. So, and a whole bunch of restaurants. So yeah, it seems to be, safe enough, but how many people do you need, employers or need coming? I don't know if there's any way to tell, like, I know there's activity here, but like how much do you how do you quantify that to kind of hit a green light?
Have you looked at our ebook by chance?
I don't think so.
Because it helps. I mention it because it's easy to forget one of the things. And the way I made that ebook was, it's like a year and a half ago. I just interviewed padsplit reps, and I was like, hey, how do I know if it's good or not? And then I pulled the transcript from those reps, and I ran it through ChatGPT. I was like, all right, what is a good co-living property? And then I hired this lady in Pakistan on Fiverr. And anyway, it's like just the whole book is just each box you want to run through, and it's an easy way to keep yourself accountable when you're looking at a deal and not get just excited about one part and then skip one of the other important parts.
Yeah.
So I'll just, we'll verbally say it too, but those are the main, it's like the big picture. All right, how dense is the population? Are you near a big city? Like identifying the big employers, the bus stops being the next piece. And then you start looking at the property itself.
Sure. Very good. Is that book I'm on your website here.
Yeah, it should be in one of the tabs.
The free private money playbook? No.
No, here
I don't see ebook anywhere, I don't think.
Okay, here, let me co-living semester. It's gonna be this one. All right. Boom. So I just threw it in the chat. But yeah, that'll help. That'll help a lot. Uh, let's see. In about a minute, we're gonna
colivingsemester.com/ebook.
want to go. We got John. Did you have anything else, Sean, that you want to dig into, or at least for a
Um,
minute, just so we can get squeeze John in before the hour hits?
trying to find that ebook there. That link just took me to co-living semesters. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Appreciate it. I think that's all for now. I'll keep checking in and listening to you guys. And or is there anyone else you would recommend that? I kind of see it leaning more towards midterm versus co-living. If there's one specific one, a specific strategy, is there any one that you recommend either in sub two or owners club that could that is in midterm?
Well, I think there's. Are you in sub two?
I am a Gator at this point, which from what I know now, I wish I was in sub two instead of Gator.
I know there's a semester on midterm. I just don't recall at the moment. Actually, look up Rex Shippey on Facebook, and he does a ton. He's a massive midterm portfolio.
Okay.
Idaho. Yeah,
Rex
Shippey.
Shippey. Okay, cool, thanks. Okay, appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, what's up, John?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for doing this weekly call. This is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a couple of simple questions. The first one is, what programs do you use to make those floor plans and to kind of do your modifications? What are the programs that you use
What's it, Luke?
for the
QBCasa?
apps?
Cubicasa is a pretty popular one.
Yeah.
Ubicasa?
It's cubi.casa.
Okay. And my other question was, when you take a house and you add more rooms, how permanent are those walls? Because what I'm thinking is like down the line, let's say 10 years, you want to sell the house. You'd probably want to maybe convert it back to what it was, just so you have more buyers, more potential buyers, right?
Yeah, they're pretty semi-permanent, right? Like we'll typically do a stick frame and drywall, and then if we can get away with it and push that limit, sometimes of not doing any additional electric in that wall, and that's what we'll do. So then it's easy.
Like
You're just knocking out drywall and some 2x4s.
Yeah,
So let's say 10
they're
years
all
down the
non-load
road.
bearing.
What's that?
The walls that are being added, none of them are like load bearing, so it's pretty easy.
Make sure they're not load bearing.
So you think if it were 10 years down the road, would your more likely scenario be to kind of convert it back, or just to, what are your thoughts on how you deal with it 10 years down the road when you want to?
So, have you been to like any parts of Asia, Europe?
No.
So, like Tokyo, for example, it's almost impossible to live in Tokyo without co-living. And it's what I'm trying to get at is like when Luke and I, we get to brainstorm at pace pretty regularly, other mentors, and to kind of really understand that big picture, that long-term picture. And it's like until there's some sort of massive change in the way they like in our newsletter, you'll if you see it, we're talking about, the gold standard. And until something changes with what they do with money, and there's no evidence that there is a change, it's in they're going to keep printing money. It's going to get more and more expensive, and co-living, affordable housing, it's only going to become more and more of an issue. And so the way we hedge against it, though, like we're obviously very bullish on co-living, affordable housing. But yeah, if it boiled down to it in 10 years, I mean, there's gonna be a good amount of equity in that in 10 years. And even if you have to sell it at a slight discount, you could. But I mean,
God.
it's probably going to be double in value in 10 years.
Hmm.
So that's just how I personally look at it. Some might say it's aggressive, but that's, yeah.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, awesome, guys. Yeah, thanks for everyone that jumped on. Anyone jumped on late, this is recorded, so we'll be posting it. And then we do have a bunch of older recordings as well that we'll share probably on Facebook. But yeah, anyone that every Tuesday, next week we might have to do Tuesday or Wednesday. Luke, I saw Emily move the L10 during this time period. But yeah, anyone that wants to bring a deal or talk about general questions like John just had, we definitely encourage you to bring deals to these office hours. We love just digging into it. And then some people, they just come in to watch and look at the deals that we're just underwriting. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining and have a good night.
Thank you both. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.